I wouldn't call this confusing. I would say this is a trade where one of the parties has absolutely lost their mind.
I mean, we'll get to it, but the Pacers gave up Domantas Sabonis, Justin Holiday, Jeremy Lamb, and a 2023 second-round pick to get Tyrese Haliburton, Buddy Hield, and Tristan Thompson. Venu, you said one team has lost their minds. Please tell us why this team has lost their minds.
Oh, the Sacramento Kings have lost their minds. First of all, let's talk about the smaller pieces in the trade. Who did they get? The third guy
the Sacramento gave up Tristan Thompson.
Tristan Thompson. I don't think Tristan Thompson is going to be a very big impact. He's not really a big thing to give up. But you've given up Buddy Hield, who, whatever you want to say about him, is a 16 to 20 point per game scorer, who's also a 3-point shooter and not a bad defender. Good player to have on your team, especially on a good team. And they've given up damn near the only guy who's ever wanted to play for Sacramento since Chris Webber left. And that's Tyrese Haliburton. You've given him up. He wanted to stay there and he wanted to change Sacramento and make them back to glory. The only guy who's actually wanted to stay there, Boogie has wanted to stay for a little bit and then he left. Everyone there wants to leave. The one guy who said, I want to play, he seemed like the type of guy to spend his whole career with Sacramento. And you've traded him. Yeah. And apparently he cried when he got traded. And in return, you've got back Domantas Sabonis, who's a very nice player. I'll give you that, but I don't think that him and De'Aaron Fox is a lethal partnership.
I think that might be the worst one to come in the league for but finish your points and I'll get to it later.
And then you get Tony Snell, Mr. 00000, just cardio, treating the NBA like cardio. And then you get who is the other guy they got back? Sorry, Justin Holiday. Justin Holiday is an average player, nice little shooter. I don't think he changes much for them either.
No. But what do you think about this trade, or would you like me to go for it?
No, I'm gonna let you go first. Just let you handle this.
So this trade, the reason why I found this crazy is because Tyrese Haliburton, he's the best player on the Kings this year. Like, he's not averaging the most points. That would be De'Aaron Fox, but he is their best shooter, their best player. He's their second best shooter. Buddy Hield is by far the best shooter on this team. After this trade was completed, you look at the Kings roster. And there's only one player that's shooting above 33% from the three-point line, and that's Harrison Barnes. The rest of the roster is shooting below 33% from the three-point line. Where are you going to get spacing from? Right? And Tyrese Haliburton, to me, I think in the next 4 or 5 years, he'll probably be an all-star. And you trade him for Sabonis, who, yes, he was an all-star last year, but what is Sabonis' best skill as a player? Probably rebounding, or like his offensive. Like he's
efficiency.
Like, it's literally everything.
He's a very efficient scorer.
Your second best player right now is De'Aaron Fox. Once again, another guy who everything's at the rim. Every single player on this team gets their points at the rim, and there's no one to space. And then you look at, okay, is this team trying to win a championship right now? Is that why they made this move? Obviously not. Like, you were a young team, and you've traded your youngest player, who was also your best player, for an older guy who it's almost impossible to build a modern offense around him if he's going to be your all-star. So, like, what were you hoping to accomplish from this trade? And you got a 2023 second-round pick. What is any of this going to do for you? Like, there's no part of this trade where I look at it and I'm like, okay, maybe this makes sense. Like, none of it makes sense. And I'm hoping that someone can help me make sense of this, but there's no one in this world that can help me make sense of this. Apparently, even
there is no sense to be made.
Members of the Kings organization came out after the trade saying that they don't know exactly what just happened. Like what the fuck is
wow.
Discombobulated.
Wow.
Like, there's no sense to be made anywhere here. Like, and the fact that
that's insane.
This team has been holding on to Buddy Hield since the start of the season. Earlier, like
since the start of time, bro. They've been holding on to Buddy Hield
like,
since the
so
start
many
of
teams
time.
were like in trade talks to try to get Buddy Hield. I know the Lakers were one of the teams there. They were thinking of the haul that we gave up to Washington for.
LeBron is fuming right now.
We're trying to give that to the Kings to get Buddy Hield, and they were like, "Nah, we don't want any of that. Instead, we'll take back Sabonis, a second-round pick, Justin Holiday, and Jeremy Lamb, and in fact, we'll give Buddy Hield, and we'll throw on Tyrese Haliburton, our best player." Like, what?
Nah. LeBron is fuming now, bro. He's skipping Taco Tuesday this week, bro. I promise you. He's fuming. Like, what? They want us to give up THT.
Everyone around the league said, if Tyrese Haliburton was available and we knew about it, we would have made a move for him. 100%.
Yeah.
Every team around the league said this.
Exactly. Yo, it's just, you know what? It's just Sacramento being Sacramento.
It was not a good trade at all.
Yeah.
It's just like, it makes no sense. It's like how they've been drafting centers for like the last 10 years or something like that. Like, it makes no sense. They've always, so imagine you be drafted centers and then you get some bonus too. I mean, they still have Richard Holmes in there. Like, those two can't play together. Like, it's not really gonna work out. And do you realize that Harrison Barnes and Justin Holiday, who's incoming right now, are the only players they have on their team that are above the league average in 3-point shooting? So they have no spacing. So it's just you're just gonna see a lot of center action and a lot of cutting. Yeah, you're just gonna see literally, but like it's gonna be throwback. You see 80% of their shots coming in the paint.
Yeah.
Go get a couple illegal defense calls in there.
I don't know what they were thinking, man. There's no sense to be made of this trade at all. Like, I wish I knew a Kings fan.
Nah.
Because I want to talk to a person who's a
Vlade Divac. That nigga needs to be fired, bro. There's no way this guy should own a team. Have you seen his face? He doesn't look like he's in his wall, bro.
Vlade Divac does not deserve to own this Kings team. He has taken it every time. He's not even being the worst kind of owners who have never had anyone. He's had players. Yeah. First of all, he traded DeMarcus Cousins for the next Steph Curry.
Yeah. Yep.
In Buddy Hield, who he has now traded for Domantas Sabonis. Lord have mercy. This team is literally a definition of incompetence.
Yeah. You know what? Yeah.
Of incompetence,
I understand how this guy is. You know, that guy, he's a vampire. He feeds off sadness. So, anytime there's a bit of hope, he has to snatch that shit away because he's like, nah, this kid is too good, bro. He's giving us a future. I can see the clouds coming and going away. Now we can't do this. We need doom and gloom.
Like times when DeMarcus Cousins would butt heads with George Karl, who is a known asshole around the league. Yeah. These times he would support George Karl, and then
just wild. Like this whole
bro.
franchise is wild.
I'm running, yo. This is my story, and I am sticking with it. Vlade Divac is a vampire, and that nigga feeds off sadness.
Yo, I was messaging one of my friends, Jalen. He like, what do you think happened? He's just like, bro, fold this whole franchise. Like, don't even sell it. Just fold it and like create a brand new franchise. Because there's nothing,
bro.
Please.
The Sacramento Supersonics.
But I want to move to the